these mechanical rotating push mowers. I really like these things. Honestly, sometimes you can tell why, the old, mechanical versions of things were replaced by electric or gas versions, right? But for these types of mowers, honestly, I think that they do a better job. You get a cleaner cut with these 5 rotating blades that cut like scissors. It's lighter than a gas mower to push, so it's less effort. And I don't ever have to put gas in it. Plus, as I'm going to show you, you can sharpen it yourself. And this was like 90 bucks or something 5 years ago. It's a Scott's brand. I just got it from Home Depot. So, yeah, I think that this is a better mower for a lot of reasons. It's quieter. I hate the sound of all the engines. Anyway, so to get this sharpened, you're going to need some kind of lubricant at the end. For this Scott's version, I need a ratchet or a wrench or something. Plus, I'm going to use these pliers. There's a bolt that holds the wheel on, so I'm going to need that to take that off. And you need this stuff called valve lapping compound. This is 280 grit. I got this on Amazon for like $5. I'll put it on. I'll put a link in the description. But it's basically like a grease with sand in it, like a liquid sandpaper, and that's what we're going to use to sharpen the blade. And then, yeah, like a paintbrush or something to kind of rub it on. And you also need. And then lastly, you also need like a drill or something. So this is a cordless drill. I've actually changed the chuck on this. So you're going to need a bigger than normal chuck. This is, I don't know, it says up to 13 millimeters. So this isn't the one that this drill came with. You can replace them on any drill you have. I think it was 10 bucks or something. It's just handy to have a bigger chuck. All right, so let's get this wheel off. So for this one, and I should say also with this, the blades turn this way. So they sort of fold the grass under, and then there's a plate here that it cuts against. So I'm going to take this wheel off with the mower facing forward so that when we rotate it, we can rotate it backwards. And I'll show you what that means. So, if I was standing pushing this would be the left side. Okay, so let's get this wheel off. The first thing to do, pop off the little plastic cover. I'm going to use 2 sockets. If you happen to have the same Scott's brand, it seems to be 13 millimeters and 17 millimeters on the back. All right, so I got the bolt off, and then I'm going to take the wheel off as one piece. Try to keep everything inside. So if we open this up now, it's got this back plate. And you can see there's this gear that actually goes into the axle of the blade, and then the axle has this little tabby that you don't want to lose. That's what actually goes into here and causes this to rotate. So put all that together. Don't lose that little notch. And now what we're ready to do is try to sharpen this thing. Clean it up a bit while you're in there. So what you want, you might want a piece of paper or something. This really should be able to cut paper like a pair of scissors, right? And you can see that mine's not. It's just rubbing across it. So the first thing you want to do is adjust this like plate that's here that it rubs up against. Until just a little bit of a turn at a time. You want it to be scraping because we're actually going to use the friction to sharpen it. So that's probably good for now. Okay, so we got the wheel off. Remember, the wheel axle is actually going through this hole, and then there's that gear that connects to the blade. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our drill with the large chuck. We're just going to put it on the axle for the blades. Okay, so when this thing mows, it rotates going this way. So what we're going to do is rotate it going this way, and that's a little bit why we're working on, if you were pushing this thing on the left wheel, because that way we can basically be tightening on this so we don't actually accidentally unscrew the chuck from our thing. So what I'm going to do here is just take some of this valve lapping compound, put it on a paintbrush, and start the thing rotating. Just get it in there so that it sharpens itself against the other blade. That should be that. So I'm just gonna wipe off some of this grease. So you can see there's a lawnmower going next door. I hate that sound. I don't know why people insist on it. The sound of summer. Okay, so what we want is when this thing's rotating that it can cut paper, which you can see it's doing. Okay, so now we just have to put it back together. So for the wheel here, if you have this model, remember we had this little tab here. So rotate this so it's sideways. We'll put our little tab back in. Actually, put this on first. So you can see here this bigger one. If you have this exact one, but basically you should be able to figure out where the gear was based on the rubbing marking. So we take this, put it through here. When we look at the other side, you can see that it's actually held on like this. So we put this little tab in, make sure that the wheels are level the same way, put this on. You can see that the reason why this springs freely is because you've got this little C-clamp thing, so that this is the part of the axle that spins. And then we just put this through and tighten the bolt back up. And I'm also going to ease off the tightness on this now that it's not sharpening, so that it spins a little more freely. Just a little bit of a turn on either side. And there we go, sharpened and good as new. The last step is I'm going to put some of this lubricant on just to keep it from rusting while it's out in the world. Probably should have done that while I had the drill on it, but that's okay. There you go. Might have to adjust this plate so that it's a little less tight than we wanted for the sharpening part. But yeah, that's basically all there is to sharpening one of these bad boys. Like I said, they're lighter, less maintenance, they're cheaper, they're quieter. I don't know why everyone doesn't have one of these. And honestly, they give a better cut with these 5 blades cutting like scissors rather than thrashing the grass. There you go. In a shorter than 10-minute video, you can sharpen your reel mower yourself. Pretty easy. Yeah, if you like this, please subscribe. I kind of do a ton of DIY stuff, and I've started making videos about it. Not sure if I'll keep this up, so subscribers would, give me the feedback I need to keep the channel going. So share this with someone if it's useful to you, hit a like, and yeah, consider subscribing to my sort of DIY channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.